Hey, happy Tuesday. I'm trying to think what day is it here. It is Tuesday. Welcome all of you to our 2022 holiday challenge. We call it Chill and Make Memories. Angela Fallon here, and I will be your hostess with the mostest and your guide for the next 3 days. And actually, I was looking for my turkey hat today and I couldn't find it. And it's like it looks like a butterball turkey, with like the little wings. And we always wore them during the turkey trot. So um, even though it's not Christmas yet, I'm gonna put a little bit of swag on, or what do they call it in that flare? If you've seen Office Space, flare. So welcome everybody. I may take this off in a little bit. We'll see. And tomorrow I'll probably wear like a big, like ugly sweater for the holidays. We'll see what we do. But I just really wanted to welcome you all to this challenge. It's really exciting. We haven't done this challenge before. It's brand new. But I was thinking about it this last month or so since we've been putting it together. A little over a month ago now. About what I really wanted to do in Thanksgiving, because I love Thanksgiving. I love the month of November. I love the season of gratitude and thankfulness, and it's just really one of my favorite times. But I love the holidays in general for so many reasons. But I really love that it's that special warmth with your family. That time of year, you don't get it all the time, right? You usually get it towards the end of the year, and then maybe once in like at the beginning of like spring break, or maybe at the beginning of summer, you may get time like that with your family too. But this is really just time to, it really should be a time of ease, but I don't know what it is. We just really fight the ease part, and we really want to overcomplicate things, especially us type A personalities, control freaks here. We tend to overcomplicate things. And what's interesting is the last couple of years since we moved into a house that's kind of in between most of our families, we agreed whenever we'd only lived here for, 5 weeks or so, that we would host Thanksgiving. And then we ended up hosting Christmas. And we just did a whole bunch of things that made it simple, and it didn't stress me out, and it didn't stress out my family. It was a very simple ease, way of ease, and it was just amazing. So I really wanted to share some of these tips with you all. The goal for this challenge is to help all of you squash your seasonal anxiety and find a path of ease and abundance. That's what I want for you all this holiday season, is ease and abundance. And it's possible. Like I said, we've done it for 3 years now, 2 or 3 years now. Yeah, I think 3 now. And we plan to do it again this year. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be challenging. We don't have to argue over, what hour we're having for lunch. Make it up. We'll get there. All right. So that's what we want for you all. Again, Angela Fallon. If you are new to my space, I really want to formally introduce myself. If you don't know me, we are actually streaming right now on Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube all at the same time. So if you're new to our space, I thought it'd be a great time to just, formally introduce myself. Who am I, right? So again, Angela Fallon. I am the owner of my company called Your Lifestyle Leader. I'm also married to, I am a military spouse, so married to a retired airman. We're now retired. I have 3 boys, so boy mom times 3. And honestly, I'm an international businesswoman that I've been in corporate America for over 20 years now. I've been a leader in my industry for over a decade. And recently, in the last couple of years, become a certified life coach. I've lived a lot of life in my mid 40-something year. Hey, lady. And quite honestly, I just felt like I needed to share all of my lessons learned so they're not lessons lost with people who I feel like who really could use it. And it's amazing how many people flock to this type of information. And this is just another piece of that. How do you take care of business and do all of the things you want to do and run after your passions and not feel overwhelmed by them? So I help high performing women do the same thing. We all have a lot of desires that we want to go after, and we tend to overwhelm ourselves and we forget the clarity of what's most important to us. And that's normally where I have to help other women just like me. Hey, friend. Welcome to this challenge. I love you guys. Drop in. Hey, Angela. Hey, gorgeous, super sweet. Thank you. Good to have you all here. So that's a little bit about me. I want to do a couple of really quick housekeeping things. If you're looking for the workbook for this, you're going to hear me talk about the workbook over the next 3 days. It looks like this. If you're in the Facebook group, you can find it in the event that we have hosted there. If you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, just drop a comment below workbook and we will just message it to you. All right. And we'll get you that. But if you don't have it, don't run away and go find it. No worries. I'm just going to go through a whole bunch of tips and tricks over the next 3 days. Today, specifically, we're talking about holiday vision setting. What kind of holiday season do you want? That's what we're going to talk about. And this is one of my favorite things. So don't feel like you have to go off and find it. All right. So get you a notebook or even like a piece of paper or even a cocktail napkin. I don't care. The back of a paper plate for all, you do you, no judgment here. Oh, we all feel like a little bit of a hot mess express every once in a while, but absolutely don't do that. So if you need a workbook, drop the word workbook below. And we will get that to you. And one other thing I'm going to drop in here really quick. If you want to make sure that you get all of the reminders for this current challenge and any challenges coming forward, you can text this number on the little ticker going right away here. You can just text the word reminders to 409-900-1717, and you will get reminders from our team on when session 2 and 3 are going to be and whenever we have upcoming challenges. So I'm going to let that run for just like a couple more seconds. 409-900-1717. Text the word reminders and we will get that to you. Okay. If you missed that, don't worry about it. You can always go back and watch it again. Okay. So back to this. Welcome again. Those are the 2 housekeeping things I have. If you get a message, a comment here from Ansley, she's on our team, or maybe Jamie, they're on our team and they can help you find these things too. So if you drop the word workbook and you need it, one of them will probably respond with the link to get it to you or tag you in the post that's in Facebook if you're in Facebook. Okay. So let's get started. Session 1 is about holiday vision setting. I love this because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that just have these grandiose ideas, right, of what your holidays are supposed to be. It's something you saw in a movie. It's going to be, I don't know, a Rockefeller type of holiday. But I really want to just start with what would really make you happy this holiday season? Like, what kind of season do you want? And I really wanted to spend a few minutes imagining what that's going to be and dreaming a little bit. We don't ever give ourselves permission to dream anymore. We just don't. What we do is we write a bunch of to-do lists, and our to-do lists turn into 150 items of things, little things, big things, and then it doesn't get done because it becomes overwhelming. So no to-do list. You can write that down if you want on your page there at the top. No to-do list. I want you to exchange your to-do list with get to-do list and to feel list. Those are what I want you to be thinking about this holiday season. It's really what I want you to think about all the time, but it's really what I want you to think about this holiday season. And what are the things that you get to do this year? Some of the things I get to do that I love midnight mass. I love it. There is just something special about that specific mass. And I'm not even practicing Catholic. My parents are. We go to a non-denominational church, but I just love the ceremony of it. I love the solemnness of it. I just love the feel of it. I love both of those things. So that's one of the things that I get to do, and it is something that is on my to feel list. Another thing that I love to feel is, I know you love your list. I love you too. One of the things I love to feel is fireplace. I love a fireplace. I love a fire outside. I will go outside and freeze my butt off to sit around a fire because I just love a fire. Probably because I used to go camping a lot as a kid. I don't know, but I love a fire. So think about what your get to do list is and what your to feel list is. And then what do you really want to capture? Those are the things that I want us to start in brainstorming. So I want you to, if you will entertain me here a little bit, just close your eyes for a little bit and think about what you want to feel, what you get to do, and what you want to capture over the next couple of months for the holidays. Over, some of the fall holidays, we have Veterans Day coming up at the end of the week. We have Thanksgiving coming up a couple weeks after that. We have Hanukkah. I already said Thanksgiving. Christmas. We have New Year's. What are all the things that you want to feel during that time? And maybe it's something you want to experience. Like, I love the phrase break bread together. There is something about just sitting down with people, the people you love. I love all the yummy food too. And just, I even love the smell of bread. Even though I don't even eat much of it, because I have to try a little bit of everything. But just think about what that's like. I want to break bread together. That's one of the most important things to me too. Whenever I talk about, I travel for work all the time. You really get to know people whenever you see them after a 10 to 13 hour flight and, they've kind of slept, they haven't. By then I'm in glasses, by the way, not contacts. My hair's probably in a top knot and my face might be a little greasy. Let's be honest. So those are the coworkers that have really seen me at me, right? And you have every meal together on a business trip. That's the holiday season. It's where you see somebody after 3 mimosas and maybe a nap on the couch. What are the things that you want to relish this holiday season? Maybe it's warm, loving hugs. If you know me well, I am a hugger. Sometimes I can seem intense, and I've been told from time to time that I can be intimidating at work. The secret there is I'm shy. Believe it or not, I'm an introvert. So I might not necessarily talk all the time. When I walk down the hallway, I may smile at you, but friends, I'm an introvert, believe it or not. And but I love hugs. I love warm hugs. Everybody that comes in my house on a holiday, I'm going to hug them. Everybody I see when I walk into one of my family's homes, I'm going to hug them. I already talked about a warm fire. I love the way a warm fire feels. I can sit by a fire for hours and hours. I get to see my family for 4 to 6 hours, maybe in a day. And maybe it's only twice a year that I get to spend time with my family. Oh, I love that. You get to spend Thanksgiving in Chicago with family you haven't seen pre-COVID. Oh, I bet you can't wait. Yes, and hug on all of them. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I love that time with family. I have a few nieces that I see once a year. I see them at Thanksgiving or Christmas because their parents have, separate times with them. One of them gets one holiday and one gets the other. Same thing with my sister and her husband. They both work in the medical industry. And so they normally get one or the other holiday. They don't get both off together. So many times I don't get to see the two of them at the same time. I just don't. So I get to see my family. In fact, my sister-in-law is in this Facebook group and I get to see her one day a year or one weekend a year. Because same thing, there's, they spend one holiday, my brother and her, at her parents' place, and they spend one holiday at my parents' place. So I get to see her, once, and my brother, my stinky old brother. I get to see them once a year. So I get to do that. And I love that. What are you going to capture though? So capture candid photos of family, capture time playing pool. We have a hand-me-down pool, like billiards in our foyer here in our entryway. It was given to us by my parents. When my husband graduated with his graduate degree, that's what they gave him because he really likes it and he played it more than anybody. And now my kids play it. And if we're not on a long holiday at home, we don't normally play pool very often. We should play way more times, but we don't. But I love capturing that. Like I love taking pictures of them doing that. It's one of the things that I enjoy watching them do. And we have family come over. They love to play too. I love taking fall family pictures, maybe even a potential Christmas card picture during this season. It's one of my favorite things to do, and you can take 100 of them and finally find one that will, work for your Christmas card. One of the things I like to feel is a fall breeze, maybe like on a walk after a meal. We love going on walks after meals, and especially, big meals like you get at the holidays. And I just love the breeze. I may wear, two jackets and a sweatshirt to go outside and feel the breeze as we walk around. I just love it. Um, so my number one thing though that I like to imagine and dream about over the holidays is the same thing I feel every day. And that is I want to wake up excited for that day and I want to go to bed fulfilled. I feel that way about my work. I feel that way about my weekends. I feel that way about my holidays. I want to wake up excited and go to bed fulfilled. And then, the things that kind of come and go in between, some of them are going to be memorable and some of them might be a pain, but you know what? They all kind of come and go anyways, right? So your homework for tonight, you don't have to do it right now. That's why we gave you these little open bullets here, is for you to rank the list that you brainstormed below. And maybe you didn't get them all down right now. You could sit and think about these maybe 30 minutes tonight, sometime tomorrow, maybe if your me time's in the morning. My me time is in the morning. It's my miracle morning. It's the time I get by myself. I think I'm going to take these off. They're a little distracting. You guys know I get distracted. But rank the list above in order of importance to you and your family this season. So think about that. Of these things that you've brainstormed, of what you want to feel, what you want to get to do, what you want to capture, what order does that go into? So think about that. What should those things be? So you don't have to do it right now. Take the time to do it before tomorrow, though. Okay, and I'm going to explain why in a minute. This next section I really want to talk about is, did you leave space for life and for ease? So sometimes we get so wrapped up in the holidays that we want to organize it in a spreadsheet every 5 minutes what we're doing, right? And we're going to go to the movies and we're going to do this and we're going to see Santa and we're going to ride the train and we're going to do all of the things, right? You can, but things happen, right? Life happens. So you got to leave space whenever life happens. You have to leave space for those things over the holidays because they happen. Like 2 Thanksgivings ago, I decided to order a few things from a local barbecue place, like a bunch of sides, like mashed potatoes and some gravy and things like that. Maybe even a couple of pies or something. And when I got there, Tori, I know you love your spreadsheet, so do I. But whenever I got there, they didn't have my order. And the guy felt really bad, but I'm like, hey, it's okay. And he felt so bad. He was the owner. He felt so bad. And I'm like, hey, grace and peace, man. Grace and peace. We're going to be fine. And he goes, is there any way you can come back in an hour and a half? And I'm like, yeah, we're not starting for like 2 or 3 hours. I booked this super early because I just wanted to have some stuff ready and, start putting it in my cute dishes and all of those things, right? Or maybe even the big dishes. Who knows what I was planning at that time. But I'm like, don't worry about it. Life happens, right? But think about life and plan time for ease, right? So a tradition in our family is we always watch football. No matter if it is Thanksgiving, holiday, like Christmas or New Year's, there is always a football game on. Y'all, we live in Texas. Friday Night Lights is alive and well. I went to a very big football college as well. But we watch football a lot. There is some football game going on the entire time, normally during one of those things. But that's a life of ease. Give time for those things. And again, another thing for life is, or ease, is you can use paper plates. No judgment. The last couple of years, we have bought the really big paper plates you can get at like Costco or Sam's. The ones that you can fit all the turkey and the mashed potatoes and the cranberry sauce and some, stuffing and some, sweet potatoes and all of the things, right? You put those things and you can fit it on the whole plate. They're big plates. And then guess what? You get to throw it away. You get to throw it away. Yes, Chinette, Courtney. Amen, sister. I know, I love those plates too. And we'll even buy like the cute silver looking plasticware. So it looks a little fancy. And then we may eat off of like my dessert china. Who knows? So it's like a third of the dishes that you're going to do, right? So consider that. Less dishwashing, possibly no dishwashing. Is it worth it? Or you could burn it in your fire. They don't let me burn as much in the city now. We used to live out in the sticks, out in the county, not in the city, and we could burn just about anything we wanted. We used to let our kids burn their homework whenever they came home at the end of the year, and we'd let them burn all of their worksheets and stuff like that. And now it's not advised in the city. I'm just going to say that. Okay, you know, leave space for maybe a second piece of pie. Leave space for maybe a board game that's going to take a long time. And my family, we play a lot of games. We play Monopoly, we play Mad Gab. Mad Gab is one of our favorites because we tend to have a drink or two with dinner. And then Mad Gab is like this really funny game where like you say these words that don't make sense, but then when you say them really quickly or kind of like in a funny accent, it sounds like another common phrase. It's hilarious, especially after a margarita or two, or maybe a couple of glasses of wine, whatever. I'm not advocating alcohol. I'm just saying it's a funny game, sober or not. It's a really funny game. But Mad Gab's one of our favorites. Maybe leave time for reading the newspaper. Another tradition we have at Christmas time is there are all of those like Christmas time ads that you have for like all the Christmas deals right after Thanksgiving, you know, Black Friday and everything. Those come out and we get an old fashioned newspaper that has all of the ads in it, and all of the ladies, some of the kids sit around the dining room table and walk through the ads. And we do it for hours and we chit chat and we may have another piece of pie or you know another cookie or something, right? So find things, find space for life and ease. Find time for ease. Yes, South Lake does frown upon fire. It's true. And what are those things for you? And maybe it's a nap on the couch. So our very first holiday season in this house, we actually had borrowed a couple of couches and then we had another couch. So we had this big like L-shaped couch and then one of my old couches. So we basically had like three couches in our living room because it's a really weird shape. And then we had a guest bedroom, and by after dinner and a couple of desserts and, you know, football games and everything else, there were at least three people taking a nap at any given point. You know, we definitely do napping, and that's okay. I mean, I think most people do naps during the regular season, not just the holiday season. But you know, maybe you need to find time for that in your holiday season. Plan on taking a nap. Just go ahead and plan on it. Put it on your calendar. Tori, you can put it on your spreadsheet. Time for a nap. You figure it out. So, you know, another thing for a life time for ease is maybe think about cleaning up later. Yeah, you can do that. You can wait. It's no big deal. It may take a little time to get the, you know, sticky stuff cleaned off later, but you know, maybe it's worth sitting down and relaxing and visiting with people and then going and doing a few dishes. Or like I said, throw them out. Or you can clean up a little as you go. Y'all, I'm an industrial engineer and I spent about a year on a factory floor. We were building aircraft, and it's a rule. Like you see signs of it everywhere, clean as you go, because it's really important that whenever you put something together, you get rid of the other pieces. Because like if you leave a little bit of piece of something in the aircraft, it could down the aircraft. Like it could break and kill everybody in it. I know that's really morbid, but clean as you go is something that's been like ingrained in me for 20 years now. And it's just something that, you know, I do when I cook even. I clean as I go. And then as we have meals and stuff and things get emptied out, I start throwing stuff away, right? It's just habit now, right? So that's another option. But if you feel comfortable with leaving some of the mess and relaxing for a little while, go do it. Especially some of us that like stand in the kitchen all the time because like that's the social place. My feet start to hurt for a little bit. I need to go sit down for a little bit and then I'll go back and clean something up, right? So, all right. So those are just some examples. You can think of your own examples to add to your plan of time in the season with ease. What can you do that is easier for you, for your family, whatever? What can you do, right? All right, so this last section here is about upgrades. And I love this term, upgrades. If you ever listen to Denise DT, she's a coach that is out of she's a life coach, but she mostly does like money mindset out of Australia, and she always talks about life of abundance and ease. It's okay to make a lot of money with ease. It's okay to have a really great company and run it with ease. It's great to have a big family and you can still run the family with ease, right? But like I said, we all have this like fear of missing out. And I see the pictures in the South Lake Living magazine, and I see, all of these other things of, on movies of this perfect decorated house outside, 3, 4 trees, beautiful centerpieces on every table. Okay. And maybe that's great for somebody, right? But maybe it's not for you. But one of the things I said I love about Denise is that she always talks about incremental upgrades. Like, how do you upgrade your life as you go? And maybe that's something like, I buy another nice pair of shoes every year. In the case of the holidays, maybe it's consider thinking about buying some fancy paper plates, right? Um, Right. Maybe it's only like that for the picture. Exactly. Exactly. Especially in a house that you live in, like me, with 4 dudes and 2 dogs. It's normally a hot mess express most of the time. But consider maybe, upgrading your decor a little bit, but maybe just doing a little bit at a time, or maybe a little bit each year. But think about like what a little bit better this year means for you and your family. What does it mean for you? And maybe it's I buy a little bit nicer wine this year. Maybe it's I buy a little bit nicer, like I said, paper plates. That maybe they look like real plates. Maybe they're plastic throwaway or something instead, right? So that's something to think about. What is maybe that little bit of upgrade that makes it feel more special for you? What it is for you may not be for me, and it may not be for Tori, and it may not be for Amy or Ansley or whoever, right? What is your incremental upgrade that would mean more to you? Maybe in my house, it's like some fancy Starbucks hot chocolate as opposed to Swiss Miss. Who knows? Yes, buy more expensive wrapping paper. Okay, so that's one of my upgrades. I'm going to be honest. I love matching wrapping paper. It's not hard to do. It's not hard. You just plan a little bit more. I'm going to pick these 3 different wrapping papers and they're all going to match. And that looks amazing under my tree. And I love it. It's something that's easy. And it's something that I just love. I love matching wrapping paper. And my sister's been doing it for years. And I love it when she comes over and all the wrapping, like all the packages match and they're beautiful. And I'm like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing that. So I actually will go shopping towards the end of the holiday season and buy a whole bunch of wrapping paper that looks similar. Yes, Christmas mugs for years. Did I leave mine? Oh, I left mine over there. I have some that are tartan. I will bring them next time. I asked my mother-in-law for them many, many years ago, and she bought me, I think, like a set of 6 or 8, and they're like red plaid tartan, and I just love them. I just love them. And I bring them back out every year. I feel like I should go get them. I'll bring them tomorrow. We can wait. Okay. So what are your incremental upgrades? And again, what would really move the needle for you during your holiday experience? Maybe it's a bigger tree. Maybe it's a real tree this year. Maybe it's, glittery things. So I have a collection of like glittery ornaments that go on my tree, and I love lots of lights, and luckily so does my husband. So we normally get more white lights to go around the house or outside or inside, whatever. Maybe add more to the tree, believe it or not. But I love these little glittery ornaments, and I will buy them. I will buy a couple new ones every year. So now our tree is getting kind of full of these glittery ornaments, but I just love them. And they're usually like white glitter. So with the white lights and the glitter, like I can just sit with a tree on for hours and just hang out by it. Maybe that's the girl in me, and I need more girl things in this house full of testosterone. But That's one of the things that really does elevate things for me during the holiday seasons is, glittery girly stuff, right? So maybe reevaluate every year, maybe what your incremental upgrade is. And then think about what you did do that year and was it really on point? So maybe I thought, yeah, time for a second tree. We actually have a couple. We do, Courtney. We have 2 trees. When we met, I think we had like 4 between us, believe it or not. Kind of looked like Santa puked in our house whenever we got married and combined all of our Christmas stuff. But maybe reevaluate every year, what your new upgrade was and how it turned out. So maybe I got, high-end hot chocolate and new puzzles for the house. And the kids love the puzzles and not the hot chocolate, time for 3. I mean, just think about that. Maybe what you thought was going to be a big hit wasn't, and then something else was. Just like whenever you have kids that are really small and you get them these great gifts and they love the box, not what was in the box. That's my point. So think about what the upgrade is, reevaluate it every year, and then think about what that is. Okay, and then maybe next year you'll upgrade with something different, but or not. You don't have to. But if you feel that tug on, you want more or different, think about what that upgrade is for you. And again, it's different for every person. It really does have to be you. We love puzzles too in our house. Actually, all of our families love it. So, what I really want you to think about though is now that you know what you desire, after we went through these 3 sections of things to think about, now you know what you desire. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about a plan. How do we take all these things that we love and we want for this holiday season? And again, it may just be feelings. You may have a list of feelings that you want. We're going to have to talk about how you get to those feelings, and maybe it's a feeling of belonging. Maybe it's a feeling of respect. And that means you need boundaries and you're only going to spend a couple of hours with certain family members. What are those feelings that you want? And that's what we'll talk about. Think about what we talked about today. Finish up your brainstorming if you didn't get it done during the session, which is completely okay. But think about it and get something written down by tomorrow, because we're going to start making your plan tomorrow. So that's the next session here, session 2, same time, same place. I would love your key takeaways below. What are some things that you learned? What are the certain things that maybe you heard that was reinforced tonight? I would love to hear those things. And if this is something that you love and you know someone else who you think would love this, invite them to this event. You can invite them to the group or you can get the link to this event. Just drop link below or something like that. And we will send you the little short link so you can send it to a friend and it invites them to the group. So I love all your comments. Thanks for showing up. It's great to see you guys here live. I do have a girly side. You didn't know that? I do. I have a girly side. And I was a tomboy and so was my sister. And then she has a niece, or my niece, my sister's daughter, is so girly and I love it. I love it. I don't know if my sister does as much as I do, but I love it. Anyways, okay. So yeah, leave your key takeaways below. I'd love to hear them. Add your friends to the event if you think this could benefit them. Who couldn't hear? I mean, who wouldn't benefit from a holiday season at bees, right? Absolutely everybody. So thanks for coming. I will see you guys tomorrow. We will talk about session 2, making a plan, building a roadmap for your squashing your seasonal anxiety, and can't wait to. And I'm a shy introvert. It's true. But we will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place, on all 3 channels here. I hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.